another simple example relating to subtraction of fractions where the denominators are different. Now we have 5 over 6 minus 3 over 4. Now we must now find our LCM. Now if we multiply 6 by 4, we're going to get 24. But 24 is too big of a number to be using as LCM. We can find a smaller number that both 6 and 4 can go into without a remainder. And that is why our knowledge of numbers, the product of numbers, is very important at this stage. Factors, we need to know factors of numbers, and of course multiples of numbers. We know that the multiples of 6 are 6, 12, of course 18, and it goes on like that. And we have multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, and of course 16, and it goes on and on. So we realize that the first multiple of both 6 and 4, the first common multiple of both 6 and 4 is 12. So we can use 12 as our LCM. So let me just remind you, remember 6, the multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, and it goes on and on. If you look at 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16, and it goes on and on. So we realize that 12 is the lowest of the multiples. So if you were to continue, we would realize that we have 24, and then we realize that we'd have 20, and you can continue to go to 24. Even though we have 24 right here, it is not the lowest one. So 12 is the lowest multiple that both 6 and 4 can go into, so we'll select that. So a 6 into 12 goes 2, and we're going to multiply the 2 by the 5 there to get 10, and then we have minus 4 into 12 is 3, so multiply this 3 now by 3 to get 9, and then we subtract. 9, 10 minus 9 gives 1 over 12. So that is the result when we subtract 3/4 from 5 over 6. Now there are questions that we will get to add, subtract, even multiply or divide fractions, and the denominators will be different. And some of these same questions will also have some form of mixed fractions. Now if there are mixed fractions in the question, what we need to first do is to convert the mixed fraction into improper fractions. There is another method where you, of course, but I will not show you that method because students tend to have a little difficulty when they, of course, add whole numbers or subtract, a whole number from another one, and then when it comes down to the proper fraction part, they have a little problem figuring out what to do. So what I will do is first convert mixed fractions into improper fractions, and then I carry out the operation as the question asks us to. For instance, suppose we're asked to subtract from 5 1/4 2 1/3. Now we have mixed fractions, and so first thing we do is convert it into an improper fraction. We have 4 times 5, that's 20, plus 1 becomes 21 over 4, minus 3 times 2, that's 6, plus 1 is 7 over 3. And like we did before, we find our LCM of 4 and 3. Now if you apply the multiple approach that I showed you earlier, you will realize that the LCM, the smallest, the first of the multiples that are common of 4 and 3 will be 12. So if you write out the multiples of 4, since we have 4 right there, let me show you. We have 4, so you can write 3, the multiples of 3, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and then we compare the multiples of 4 with the multiples of 3. We have 4, there's no 4 here. We have 8 in 4, there's no 8 here, we have 12. There is 12 right here, so this is the first of the common multiples of 4 and 3. And so we have 4 into 12 is 3. So we multiply 21 by 3 and we will get 63. And then we have 3 into 12, that's 4. And so we multiply 7 by 4 to get 28. And then all we do here is to subtract 28 from 63. Now we know that 8 from 3 we can't, so if we take 1 from the 6 we are going to end up with a 5. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. We have 63 minus 28, and so if you subtract, see, remaining 5 right here, we have a little 13. So 8 from 13 we know that is 5, and 2 from 5 we know that is 3. So the difference between 63 and 28 is 35. So we have 35 over 12. Like I said, you can keep your answer as an improper fraction, but if the question asks you to keep it as a mixed fraction, you would say 12 into 35 goes 2 times, remaining 11. And so 11 becomes our numerator, and 12 still remains as the denominator. So this is our result when we subtract 2 1/3 from 5 1/4. We would apply the same procedure for addition. All you have to remember is that we must first convert mixed fractions into improper fractions, and then we work from there. It is easier than the other method that you would have taken, and whereas you can find your mistake with this method easily, the other one you may pose a little problem, especially if you have a little problem with directed numbers.